Hello, all, and welcome back to another video of Team Marching Drop Distance. Last time, we worked on ability boards, and we are going to do that again for the third video in a row. Real exciting stuff, I know. And he's going to be bearing in on what I've actually done. So I need to link with you 2 more times. It's a level gate. I'm pretty sure I did all the special routes before into the last video. I think I did, yeah. Because Big Mouth here doesn't have any.
My nose itches.
I'm terribly sorry for your loss.
Can you itch it for me?
Not likely.
What if I ask nicely?
Still no.
What if I ask rudely?
Still no.
What if I offer you the worst thing in the universe?
Tempting offer, but still no.
I don't know what that would be necessarily, but...
Rouge the Bat, Rule 34. There you go, worst thing in the universe. You asked.
Oh no! I can see it in my head. Everything is expanded.
Oh no!
Everything is expanded beyond belief.
Oh no! How's your day been?
Oh, awful. I don't think I'm going to be able to recover.
Is it bad that you think he wants?
Oh my gosh, why, Mayo? Why couldn't you just say something less terrorizing? I didn't know you hated me that much, Mayo. Like, dear lord. Let's get it on, Mayo.
Yeah, you got an elixir. Not like I'm buying way too many of those anyway.
Yeah, no. You're not allowed to buy elixirs.
Good.
I had a nap today, and it was really nice.
Nice. Oh, I should have done Chaos Snake, but whatever.
I feel like I've never used that. I know I have, because I had to get a trophy, but it's one of those situations where it didn't necessarily look familiar. I hear Romper just barking like crazy. Yes, probably can't, but he's like, ah, ruff, 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 ruff.
Ruff, ruff.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Okay, I know this is weird of me to mention, but this feels like it should be motion controls. Probably was on 3DS, I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
Everything should be motion controls. Motion controls are the greatest thing in the world.
So
Actually, I don't mind motion controls that much.
It depends on the situation for me. Like, I used to hate them outright. Nowadays, it's more like, depends on how it's implemented. Like, something like how they do in Splatoon, I think is totally fine. I actually prefer it to the standard analog control. In fact, I'm not even sure if you could play competitively if you use analog control, you would be at a straight disadvantage.
It's actually kind of the same thing to me, but for like, Metroid Prime. I like... It's weird, because I like being able to aim with the Wii Remote and stuff like that. It's a bit more convenient, you know, more precise. Makes the control scheme a little less awkward, the original control scheme. So I like that. The only downside for me personally is my wrist gets really tired of holding, like, it's like holding a remote at a screen. My wrist gets tired pretty fast from that personally. But as an overall control scheme, I do prefer it because of the precision and all that nice stuff. But now I also play Metroid Prime. I need to play, or I don't need to, but I want to play the second game with mouse and keyboard controls, as I've played the first game with it, and that was honestly basically perfect. The only downside is the game becomes much easier because it wasn't intended to be played like that.
I can't imagine it was that much easier. The game already has lock-on controls.
Yeah, I think when I was playing it, I specifically did a as little lock-on as possible run. Because I wanted to see if it would be any harder or whatever. Lock-on can make it a little bit harder because you have to, because it uses the Metroid Prime Trilogy controls, which when you lock on, it's not directly onto them. It's more like you have to, like you're locked onto them, but you still have to point your controller in the middle of the screen to hit them.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to move your mouse in the middle of the screen still, so it can be a little weird. Steve
One
from
more water
Minecraft
barrel.
is in Smash. Dun, 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 dun. Dab.
Ugh, 300. I guess I'll just stay off for that one. You needed
Have you
300
seen
too,
that
but I can
movie?
actually buy that one.
Ever seen that movie?
What, Dap? No.
No,
No, it
300.
I have had it on my shelf for over a decade, and it is still in its wrapping.
Wait, really?
Like, I think I can see it from here. Let's try.
Oh, God.
Here's 300. Yes, it's covered in a layer of.
I heard you devour your microphone for a second because you had to presumably move really close to it.
No, I moved closer, but it was like from 3 meters away to like 2.5.
Meters, Mayo, I know we're scientists, but people use imperial here.
Yeah, you're right.
Look, I'm just helping them out. Definitely not trying to save my own butt. No siree, Bob. Who's a good boy, Mayo? Who's a good boy?
I mean, like, I don't even know what I'm gonna do with those DVDs anymore. Like, the thing is, like, when I got them, that's right around the time Netflix was rising up. That's why I never opened them up. Or one of the reasons.
Hey, I think 300. I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but
It's on Netflix somewhere, probably.
yeah, you can just get a VPN and just change your country. Is that something you're even allowed to do?
I mean,
Is that frowned? Is that
I
frowned
haven't.
upon? Is that illegal? Is that against
I haven't
the terms of
heard.
service?
I haven't heard anything against it. I'm sure they don't like you doing that. But I'm also not really sure if there's anything they can necessarily do to stop you.
I mean, clearly they clearly don't care enough because all the VPN people.
Oh yeah, like
boast
you've seen
about
the
it.
ads everywhere.
Yeah, they boast about it. You would assume after a while, Netflix, if they really cared, they would be like, "All right, guys, you guys gotta chill with that." Actually, if you think about it, it's like free advertisement for like Netflix.
You know, as if Netflix even needed advertising.
Yeah, true. But it's basically free advertisement for them because they're like, watch a show on Netflix, but it wasn't in your country. And Netflix is just like, yeah, I want to know. They're like, yes, bring the people to us.
Like, my experience, like, every movie you ever want to watch, it's available somewhere. You just have to look up where it is. And the answer is never America, by the way, in case you were curious. It is never the US.
You want to know something crazy? Like, this blew me away when I learned about it. There are a few websites. I don't know the names off the top of my head, but there are a few websites that stream certain movies for free that are completely legal and are owned by like Fox in like those big corporations, right? And I know this because I was trying to meet a friend for movie night, or attempt for our movie night we were trying to see where to find a foreign film. So I googled said film, right? I just googled the name of the film. I think that's literally all I did. I just googled the name of the film. And you know how when you Google certain things like that, like on the right side of the Google page, it says like, what's it called? It says like the wiki page, or there's like this information blurb or whatever. Well, if you do that, if you Google a movie, usually it'll tell you like places that stream it, like, oh, this is on Hulu, or oh, you can buy it here for this much, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And one of them said you could watch this movie free on this website, and I was like, what the heck? I clicked it, and it was like a Fox-owned website where they have, apparently it was like legit, because I like Googled it because I was really confused. And it was like a legit website. Usually they don't have like super good movies on there or whatever, you know? But sometimes they have like a ton of random foreign films. Because the film we were trying to find was foreign. And it was crazy, dude. I didn't know that there were these like free streaming websites owned by big corporations that have kind of obscure movies. Because apparently those sort of websites are like gold mines for either obscure movies or foreign films, like low selling movies or low budget movies or whatever that are cult classics or whatever at this point. You know, it's crazy, dude.
You know what happened? Sometimes I didn't think there'd be like a big studio like Fox doing it.
Yeah, it was like, I think it was like legitimately a Fox owned
Big Mouth's done.
Website. Bye Big Mouth.
Alright, who do we switch you with? You're all done, I think. Yes.
I wish I knew the name. I don't feel like Googling it right now. I could though. You know what? I'll do it in a second. Because I remember looking at the Wikipedia page for the website, because I think it like popped up or something. Because I was trying to find the legitimacy of the website because I was really confused. And it was like, oh, it was owned by this place and this place. And I was just like, what the heck?
Serator. Okay, I'm gonna have to look up more spirit stuff. The best parts of the video.
Drillbur, the Pokemon.
And I have to refresh all my pages because they've been open for a week. Google Chrome, that never ends well.
Yeah. You should turn off your computer more.
No.
Like I do. I turn mine off every night. Let's see. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to Google the name of the movie. Did it get off of that website? I don't see the movie anymore. Movie. It doesn't link me to the website anymore. Oh wait, here's one of them. This isn't the one that we watched it on, but here's one of the free websites that like a big corporation has. I think this was the website.
Your head or your horns.
Yeah, okay. So this one website is called Tubi TV. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
The name seems vaguely familiar, but
It is an American ad-supporting stream service owned by Fox Corporation. The service first launched on April 1st, 2014, and is based in San Francisco, California. And they Fox bought it this year. But yeah, no, it's like a website where you can just find like these weird, like Ju-on the Grudge 2 is right here, like the Japanese version of, and Ju-on the Grudge. So the Japanese version of The Grudge, I could literally just watch it here. They do have advertisements because it's supposed to be like as if you're watching it on TV, but it's still like crazy how that's a thing. And then here's another one. Oh no, never mind. This one you can buy. Or this one you can buy. There's some free stuff here. I guess if I remember correctly, when I was Googling into the information regarding the website, so like I said, I was trying to find the legitimacy because I was like actually confused. Because Google, like, I'm not used to like Google saying I could watch it free on a certain website, like a movie. That's just unheard of, I guess.
it's definitely not unheard of. I've seen it happen a few times, but it's not common, especially not for the big movies, which is the ones you usually be looking up.
Exactly, but this was like a smaller movie, and then I think
That's actually pretty common.
Or this is like a foreign film, or it was like a popular cult foreign film, like I mentioned that. But I think what's it called? I think people were saying, and this makes sense in retrospect, that it was like something that people who have like Roku's and stuff like that would use, or it was like a better alternative to Roku's or whatever. It was, it was like some, stuff relating to like that or whatever. So, and then I was like, oh, okay, I guess that makes sense. Or people would play this on their Roku's or whatever. So it's kind of like how some big companies would put like free seasons to their shows now on like YouTube or something. It's kind of like that, but it's still crazy though. I was not expecting to find this foreign film the way that I did. It was good though. It was a good foreign film. It was a scary horror film. I love scary movies. Spooky month after all.
I noticed you've had skull avatars for like half a year now. It's never the same icon. It changes, where it's always a skull.
Well, the last one, I just liked how it looked because it had the flowers and stuff. This one I have now. I just liked how it looked this time too. Looks like he's pogging though, and I can't unsee it.
Good job.
Like I told you, I noticed that after I put it as my profile picture, and I was like, he's pogging. Mayo, are you pogging?
No.
Do you even know what a pogging is?
I mean, I've seen the term a lot on Twitch, but that's about the extent of it.
Have you ever pogged?
17. No, obviously not.
17? You could have at least said the first number. 12. That's the cursed number, right? That's the number that we fear. It's 12. Right?
Get rid of the dabbing eagle. Sorry, but it's due.
I mean, you still have to do another dabbing eagle, so it's okay.
Brawlhalla, get in here. Call for a while. How much did you actually get? Nothing? You must have switched out before I actually did anything.
Yeah, we talked about this multiple times. Because you put him in the final boss thing, if you remember.
Yeah, I
'Cause
thought I had him
you
before then too, though.
you were confused that you didn't do it beforehand, and I was confused too because I had no idea why. And then yeah, and then I don't know, man. Maybe we're just crazy. I mean, we are crazy, but maybe we're crazier than we initially thought, which is quite possible if you ask me.
Crab. So you're Kuma Panda, right? Yeah.
Even I have questions Mayo's sanity. And you would think that I would understand Mayo's sanity at this
It's
point.
okay.
but
Even
no.
I question Mayo Sandy.
Ooh, what's 2 plus 2?
17. The answer's always 17.
I hate to tell you, Mayo. It's 13.
I can't believe you could say it out of the straight face.
I cringed a little. If that makes you feel, any better. I hate saying the word cringe now because like when people say they cringe, it can mean like 3 different things nowadays. But I think you would understand what I mean when I say like, oh, my face cringed. Mayo doesn't even have a face, so maybe he doesn't know.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Mayo.
What's a face?
Your mom. I mean, what else would you expect from me?
Absolutely nothing.
Would you expect anything better or anything worse?
Yes.
That's the real question. Why say yes when you can just say no?
Or these for check. I've been going by 20s. Seems to be a good number.
Mayo's
I
in his...
way overshot that E-glider, but...
Fun fact, everybody. Mayo is in his 20s. He's like 20 billion years old.
You know,
he told me.
20 plus 14 is still in your 20s.
Does that mean you're 20 plus 14?
Maybe someday.
I think that adds up to 32.
We're scientists,
Right.
not mathematicians.
Yeah, but I think we've established how these kind of go hand in hand. But that makes things... Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. I probably shouldn't sing this song because YouTube is questionable, to say the least.
Yeah.
Must we go over the Atlantica incident? Also, shout out to YouTube retracting it after we edited off the beginning because that's what we just had to do.
Yeah, but we didn't even put out the part that you claimed. Or so you have purple eyes,
it's like
yellow and blue.
I feel like we somehow not somehow. We literally avoided their copyright system, even though technically we shouldn't even have gotten a claim to begin with. But it's crazy how it's just really funny how we avoided their copyright bot literally by just changing by trimming a part of the video, and we didn't even mean to. It was unintentional to get rid of the copyright thing. For anyone who doesn't know, in the past we had to originally trim the beginning of any video I recorded with my capture card because I used the capture card program and I used a playback or rollback section thingy where it would record like the past 10 minutes worth of footage because there was some issues I was having in the past where it would cut off the beginning for random amounts of time.
I'm gonna do a link signing too.
Just a little fun fact for all the kids at home. Mayo's a kid at home.
Yes.
Aren't we all though?
Let's go.
Depends. Do you have your sippy?
Maybe later.
Your Bubsy sippy cup. I still can't get
I
over
still
the
think
fact
that's
that
real.
I still can't believe that you would even accept having a sippy cup of Bubsy. I feel like you would just like explode at the thought of it. Because Mayo's quite renowned and well known for exploding randomly.
Of course. Aren't you too?
Yeah, sometimes I just spontaneously combust. In my eyes, if you don't spontaneously combust, are you even living life to its fullest?
You need 3 more links? Yeah. A lot. And then nothing
Yeah, the
to-
drill rhinos or whatever you would call these things, they take a little bit. I guess you can consider because they're big animals or whatever. Just consider like anything that's a big dream eater. I don't know why I said animals. Probably because I said rhino and that's an animal.
I mean, it's a panda and a dinosaur. That's an animal.
Yeah, that's true. I'm being called. Let's be right back for a second.
Alright. Well, just be rolling around.
Yes.
And again. Get up here. Come on, I want to roll up here. Thank you.
Together.
This isn't gonna last 10 seconds, is it? Oh no. I'm actually moving too slowly, I should fall off. Hey there, Brawlhalla. Check out that corner. Oh, it feels like I'm playing again.
Ah.
Check out this corner!
Let's go.
Okay, get your moving again. It wasn't moving first. I was like, did you just freeze? No, check out the corner. Good. Good, Brawlhalla. Okay, let's go back to Star. Good. Good. 2 or 3.
And oh god, oh god, oh no, oh no. Hello?
Hello.
I don't know if you can tell, but everything went downhill. I put my headphones on my chair and I almost sat on them because I thought I put them on my desk
So sorry.
and I didn't. So I almost sat on them and then I like panicked, dude. And then I did a backflip.
Done.
I did that just for you. But yeah, no, I grabbed my controller because apparently my controller was on my desk, thinking I grabbed my headphones. But no, I grabbed my controller because my room is dark. I don't have my lights on. And yeah, it was kind of terrifying.
Probably 150 now. Oh, yeah, well over 150. Wingman's done.
Yeah, but are you at 160?
Doing what now?
Are you at 160?
Numbers hurt my head.
I don't even know what a number is.
Okay, Pegapoo, let's go.
Forget why we called it Pegapoo. I forgot the origin of a lot of names. Some names I just kind of came up with on the spot. Other names I swear I had some sort of reasoning behind it and I just don't remember. My nose has a little itchy spot on it, but I don't feel like itching it because look here on
So
Yoga
there,
Doctor, all we do is suffer.
all you do is
Okay.
itch and get burned alive. Apparently,
Do you don't know what's up with me and like having random itchy spots lately? I remember I was talking to a friend the other day, or was I playing D&D? I don't remember what the specific context was, but I do remember we were playing, or I was just talking with friends, and I was like, "This part of my body itches," and then it like itched for a very brief moment, and then this part of my body itched, and it was just like an endless cycle.
that's because you're focusing on it every time you say it.
Yeah. See now my eyebrow itches.
Yep,
It's all your fault, Mayo.
because you started focusing on your eyebrow.
I can't focus on my eyebrow if I don't have any eyebrows.
Yeah, but that part of your skin's gonna itch.
Ah.
Yo,
I
you
can't
don't
focus
do
on
it.
life. I can't focus on life if I don't have a wife. No, I have an important question for you.
Oh boy.
Is it, in fact, tail time?
We're not playing Gex, so no.
Okay, but hypothetically, if we were playing Gex, would it be tail time?
And of course it would be.
Heck yeah. All that matters to me is that Mayo understands and accepts tail time in his life.
As should everyone.
Except for the part where you were getting very annoyed at me always saying it during that LP, but I couldn't help it because that's just how Gex
It's
is.
just what he says.
Over and over and over and over again.
And over, yeah. And over.
And over.
And over again. Sometimes I actually wonder if he actually has any other voice lines.
Probably not. You have no proof. Actually, it's crazy. I think he has like 27 minutes of voice lines or something crazy in Gex 2.
For a PS1 game, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's like insane. I mean, the audio quality kind of suffers, but I mean,
of course it does.
Honestly, does it really matter if you have 20-something minutes of dialogue?
Is it that long for the European version too? Because I know they had a different voice actor for that.
No, I think it's like, if I remember correctly, it's like either just shy above or under 20 minutes.
Still
but
good,
the European voice actor in Gex 2 is very soothing.
Oh, absolutely. Like, no disrespect to the American voice actor, he still does a good job, but I would have taken the European one in a heartbeat.
The European voice actor in Gex 3, I think it's like, I don't know if it's a black person or not, but they give him that like generic, or not generic, what's the right word, like the generalized variation of a like comedic black person in the 90s voice, and it's actually pretty damn good too.
Actually, I can actually imagine it.
It actually might be my favorite voice of the bunch.
I actually haven't heard the one for 3, so I'd have to look that one up, but now I'm actually curious because I can actually imagine that working really well.
I know the American voice actor is still the same.
You said, oh,
But yeah, I I do know that they didn't get like the same guy for the European voice, and instead it's like the stereotypical, like I said, stereotypical like black comedian in the 90s. If that like description resonates with you at least, which it apparently does.
what the? Okay, sorry, I'm not talking about what you're doing. I'm talking about
I know.
like apparently something went horribly awry, and I'm not sure how. Apparently, somehow poking
mean?
its head meant I poked its hind legs.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. That happens, and I honestly don't like sometimes the disposition will change to something that it shouldn't, and I have no idea why it does that. So, yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you why it didn't give you the correct disposition when it clearly should have, or why it gave you a certain disposition when you're not even touching in that general area. Maybe there's some weird. I wouldn't doubt this. There's probably some wonky like hit detection or hook detection.
So I wouldn't be too surprised.
It's probably why sometimes it takes like a really long time to get certain dispositions.
I got it, it's Hurricane.
That's the sound of a hurricane.
Okay, that is officially the sound of a hurricane now.
Did RTX even pick it up?
Very slightly.
Well, at least it picked it up, I suppose.
I'm not even sure if it's gonna be audible in the video because the game audio might point it out though, because it's really quiet.
Goes like.
Okay, that one was a little better. RTX still tried its hardest to cut you out though.
Clearly, I need to learn how to talk and make sound effects at the same time.
At that point,
That sounds
aren't the sound effects
really
just
difficult.
background noise to be cut out?
Yeah, but if I'm talking at the same time, then is it truly background noise to be cut out still?
Yes.
Oh. Mayo, you can just say you hate me. It's okay. You can just say we're mortal enemies. It's okay. You can say fish tacos aren't really that good. It's fine.
Oh, you just had fish tacos, huh?
No, I like seafood. You know that.
Then why bring it up?
I don't know. Fish tacos randomly came into my mind. It's kind of a funny thing to say. Funny words come to my mind, so I can use that as an excuse, I think. Like saying potato salad. I hate potato salad, but saying potato salad's fun. And you can attest to that. Honestly, saying potato by itself is kind of funny. I do like potatoes, though, generally speaking. I love French fries. Mayo loves French fries too.
Who doesn't?
He went to McDonald's yesterday.
I haven't been to McDonald's in a long time.
Got a McDouble, guys.
Which I honestly probably should have to go because there's one right next to my workplace and it's like the only place that's open when I have my lunch break.
Let's go.
Because, you know, I work night shifts and my lunch break is at midnight. Nowhere else is open.
Are they 24 hours or?
Yeah,
is it
they
just
are.
usually-
Almost every McDonald's around is going to be 24 hours.
Mine, which is kind of close-ish to me, used to be, but it's like not anymore. I don't know why.
Again, well, the overwhelming majority are.
Yeah,
The
I know
manager's
that.
Probably
like,
just. The manager probably just didn't want to stay open. That's probably all there is to it.
Yeah. Oh.
they always have hiring signs next to them, but I think they're always staffed, to be honest. They never seem understaffed.
Oh, yeah. Every fast food restaurant around here is like that. They always have the signs out even when they seem like they're at max capacity.
Honestly, maybe they just don't care about how many people hire. That's just a guess, though. I obviously don't know. But McDonald's is tasty. Sometimes. Not all the times, but some of the times. I think you should get breakfast there. Their breakfast, everybody can agree, is pretty good.
I don't think we're gonna have the opportunity to go for their breakfast for a long time, since I sleep mornings.
I think they have. I think
breakfast
it's
a lot.
24 hours for people just like you.
Then maybe I could.
Yeah, I think it's 24 hours literally for people just like you that work really late and wake up, at specific times that most others don't. In the past, I think they used to, not just McDonald's, but fast food used to be like that. Like, they used to never be 24 hours, really. There was a lot that weren't, at least. But I think they changed that, realizing that, it's actually still pretty good for business.
Yeah, it's called forced scarcity.
I'm sorry, I don't speak French. What does that mean?
It means if they take something away, even if they have more of it, people will want it.
Oh.
For example, current times, Starbucks, pumpkin spice. They only have it out 2 months of the year. People really want it those 2 months. And they buy more of it in that 2 months than they would if they kept it out for the 12 months.
I want the McRib. Get me a McRib, Mayo. Will you get me a McRib?
No, it used to just be pizzas.
McRibs.
Brawlhalla's done.
Shouldn't he have been done a long time ago, Mayo?
Yes. Okay, it's a wrap. Well, that one's obvious. Somebody was making a SpongeBob joke.
Yeah. Speaking of which, what should I go with today? You know what? I'll go with one of the more questionable ones of the SpongeBob past. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow.
You're right, that is more questionable.
Do you at least know which episode it's from?
Oh yeah, it's from the episode where everybody turns into snails.
It's a weird episode. I like it, but it's weird. It's perfect. I clearly prepared today, definitely intentionally and not unintentionally, because SpongeBob videos definitely weren't for some reason popping up into my recommended today. I have no idea why. Definitely did not happen. I definitely was looking them up myself. Anyways. There was I don't know, I was just watching SpongeBob clips, so I don't know, I'm pretty good. Pretty good with references, I think, for a bit. Which I know that makes Mayo happy.
Of course.
I mean, don't you love hearing SpongeBob references? Don't you
I'm
love
so
SpongeBob
confused.
SquarePants? Don't you love chicken nuggets?
Doesn't one have to do with the other?
Chicken nuggets are in the Krabby Patty secret formula.
Oh, see, that actually makes sense somehow.
Oh, another thing that makes sense with whatever the heck you were talking about the whole seasonal thing or whatever. Spicy
Scarcity, yeah.
tendies. Spicy tendies. Everybody's doing the spicy tendies nowadays.
It's not quite the same thing, but yeah.
What's your favorite spicy tendies? Who has your favorite?
I have not really had the luxury of going around to every individual place that has them, unfortunately.
How many spicy tendies have you had then? From
Even
who?
then, not that much. The only one I can really think of is Wendy's, which that one's been around for years, so they barely even count.
Yeah, but only since last year they brought them back.
Still a really stupid decision of them to ever take it away in the first place. Yeah, let's just get rid of our most popular item. Or one of our most popular.
Spicy tendies. I love chicken tendies. They're tasty. Is that like the only chicky tendy you've had? Or spicy chicky tendy?
Only one I can think of off the top of my head.
What is your least favorite movie of all time? Come on, tell me.
I don't know if I've watched enough movies to give an opinion.
You probably
Like-
have. There has to be a movie that you've seen that you were like, God.
Oh,
I
you
hate
know, no, I
movies."
can think of one. Live action Avatar Last Airbender. That was terrible.
Ah, you know what's really funny, Mayo? That actually might be my all-time least favorite movie of all time. That was redundant, but you know what I mean. I literally
It's like,
asked,
even if you take out the whole fact that it's an adaptation of something that's way better than it's still crap.
oh
that's-
no, yeah, no. As a movie, it fails to do anything.
It just fails.
It is so bad. Yeah, no, I was
Like, I was one of the poor souls that had to watch that in theaters, too. Ugh.
I watched it in theaters because I heard it was bad, and I wanted to.
I
suffer
didn't know
a
it was
little
going to
bit.
be bad until I watched it.
They said it was bad. And you know what, man?
You know, the worst part is,
They
I
weren't wrong.
hadn't even really watched the show at that point. I had to go back for it. So I didn't have much context.
So you saw it as the movie which
Oh yeah,
failed,
and which is why I can say so certainly, even as a movie, it's still terrible.
and it like, God, that must have soured your expectations for the show for a
Mhm.
while. I can just see it right now. You were probably like, I don't know if I really want to watch this. And then you're like, you know what? I'll give it a try. And then you gave it a try, and you're like, wow, this is good. How did the movie fail? So suck so bad.
Basically, yeah.
That's
and
what I
honestly,
liked
even
about it.
now, like, I think the first season of the show is still permanently soured me because I watched the movie first.
Sometimes he
Like
gets
it-
more flashbacks about it.
Hmm. Like, the only episodes I can genuinely enjoy are the ones that the movie didn't go over, or the ones where they just lazily skimmed over in a sentence. Because they did that, don't forget. You're supposed to get these super platform details in a sentence.
I don't even know how they were expecting to make it like a movie. It's a long series.
I mean, it could have
It's
worked
like-
as a series of movies. They just problem I see it as is they were trying to fit too much into one. Like, if they'd done half a season, I think that could have fit.
Not only did they try to put too much into one, but they failed to make it engaging, good, or enjoyable.
Also, never forget that one scene at the imprisonment camp where it takes like 10 Earthbenders to move a small pebble. That will never not make me laugh for all the wrong reasons.
I wonder how M. Night Shyamalan feels about that movie.
I just like talking about it.
I mean, he made it. Did he write it? Let's check.
I think he did.
If he wrote it, then
100%.
he's got nothing. Like, he's got nothing to hide at this point. Let's see. Avatar: Last Airbender movie. This should be good enough. Oh my god, I can watch it on Netflix. Oh, I think it's talking about the actual show.
Well, no, the movie's on Netflix too.
It is on Netflix?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Yep, written by M. Night Shyamalan. Produced by M. Night Shyamalan. Directed by M. Night Shyamalan. You know, those three things together usually are a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, at that point, the best you can hope for is a hilarious train wreck.
And it wasn't even hilarious. But whenever I think of written by, produced by, directed by, all I can think of is The Room.
Yeah, that's what my head immediately went to as well.
On Rotten Tomatoes, the film has an approval of 5%. I don't think I've ever seen a Rotten Tomatoes score that low. I've seen
And yet
very
it
low.
still feels
the-
too high.
Yeah, like it does feel, what's it called? It does feel like too high, and God, that is so bad. It was the fourth highest grossing Nickelodeon film. That is
I mean,
that is
what
really,
do they
really
really
bad.
have as competition? Like, I know they've made movies, but I don't think they made much.
Okay, it was, but oh my God, it was literally the highest grossing Nickelodeon film until The Adventures of Tintin, which came out like a year later.
I mean, that's only a year. That's not too crazy.
Yeah, but that's too much. God, it was 90. It's not 90 minutes. It's 103 minutes, but it feels like 3 hours in the worst way.
For me, it was like the same. Like, if some ways it feels like it takes 10 hours. In others, it feels like it lasts 5 minutes.
Is
That's what you get from
considered
bonkers pacing.
It's widely considered one of the worst movies ever made. I'm not surprised.
Just remember, everyone, it was recently confirmed that the movie was made in place of a season 4 of the show. Great
Yeah.
decision!
Really good. Honestly, if you ask me. Ooh, Cats is considered one of the worst films of all time. What is that on? It's a 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm gonna look for a movie that I've heard the name of. I want to see the Rotten Tomatoes score. Ooh, Birdemic. I've heard of that one. What's the Rotten Tomatoes score of Birdemic? At least Birdemic is funny. Come on, where is the Rotten Tomato? Give me Rotten Tomatoes. 18%. Oh my God. Well, at least it's funny. Oh, Jack and Jill. That's a really bad one. That's a stinker. What's the Rotten Tomatoes? Oh, nope. Okay, this is the lowest I've ever seen. 3%.
Oof. Is
Lowest
that user
Rotten-
reviews or critic reviews?
That's critic reviews.
Oof.
They don't show. Okay, I'm gonna search. What are the lowest rated films on Rotten Tomatoes? Dark Crimes, 2018, 0%, starring Jim Carrey. Rotten Tomato critics only labeled the film as an unpleasant thriller. It hit 0%.
Well done.
Jaws: The Revenge, 1987,
Thank you, who's
0%.
done.
Police Academy. I almost said Community. 4. Citizens on Patrol, 1987, 0%. Mac and Me. Oh, what is this? Whatever this is, I'm glad it's 0%. 0%. There are a lot of 0% movies. I didn't even know you could reach 0%. Does that mean every critic hated it?
Yes, apparently.
Dang it. Imagine getting a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. You must feel like a really terrible person get such a bad score. Hey,
Like,
slow
you
down.
failed at everything at that point.
You did literally everything wrong. Oh my gosh.
Salamander.
What are you looking at for Toxamander, also known as Slow Death, because he is poison?
Yes, same thing I need for everybody. I need the board so I can see what the hidden stuff is.
A parody movie called Silence of the Hams is
Which
0%.
I actually haven't done the boards for any of these three, so I'm not sure.
Basically, what I'm looking for is like the most modern movie that has a 0%. Oh, 2018. Okay. Has John Travolta. Great. I've seen Travolta in some bad
You have
movies.
purple, and you need to go to green. So Rubbits. Oh, great. It doesn't actually say what to rub. It just says rub. Rubbits. Okay, so I guess we're gonna change it to Photon Dawn instead. Rubbits.
Yeah,
had-
I would change it. Whenever that happened, when I looked at that chart with your terrible not times 11 font. I just like made it a different disposition that I could, that actually said something.
You realize almost none of the fonts on that spreadsheet at all is size 11, right?
Well, whatever font, you know what I mean. List is 0% ratings on Rotten Tomato. Great. Let's see the most reviews on a 0% rating. Oh my god, 118. How does that happen? How does that happen?
That was easy.
I want to see the user score on this. I'm curious.
I screwed up. Gosh darn it.
It's okay. I did too.
Gotta go to Photon Dawn again.
19% audience score,
Legs.
0% tomato meter. Thermometer.
At least it's back easy.
Thermometer? Tomato eater.
Tomato eater?
Thermometer. There was a live-action Pinocchio film?
Yeah, it's one of those movies that just never got any recognition. Like, kind of like the Dumbo movie. We all knew it was coming, but nobody really knew when it was coming.
Yeah, it's got a 0%.
Yeah, that explains why. That's why you never heard of it.
It's got a really long Wikipedia page. A supernatural horror film with 81 reviews and it's a 0%. It's called One Missed Call. Yeah. With many critics regarding it as the worst horror. I don't know why I said horror. It's so weird. Remake to be released. That's a yikes. How do you screw up so bad? Oh my! The original J-horror is the movie didn't even have a good score. It had a 44%. Somebody wrote, One Missed Call is an unoriginal movie that could almost be a parody of J-horror tropes. And this is the original film. The original Japanese film.
How old is the original?
The original is from 2003, and they remade it. Somebody remade it in 2000 because they thought they could do better, but they somehow managed to do substantially worse.
Finally finished.
It's really interesting. I'm glad that Jaws: The Revenge is on here too. The movie is hilarious though. It's the fourth Jaws movie. For all you kids.
Fourth?
Yeah.
What happened to the second one?
Jaws 2?
I didn't even know that was a thing.
You didn't know there was a Jaws 2?
No.
I think Spielberg didn't want to make a Jaws 2, but somebody was like, I'm gonna make a Jaws 2. and then it went through production hell, just like the first Jaws film did. So it took I think a really long time to come out properly or whatever. Well, no, it took a few years actually. I just looked. And I mean, this should be pretty apparent, but Jaws, there's no good Jaws film except for the first one. People have said the Jaws 2 film is the best Jaws sequel, but that's not really saying much. That's like saying this pile of poop is diarrhea and this one is solidified. There are no victories there. Yes, that was a gross analogy, but that was the only one I could think of at the top of my head. There's also Jaws 3D. Jaws 3D is really funny.
That's supposed to be a third one.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell when they have 3 in 3D. Isn't that right, Kingdom Hearts?
Yep.
You know all about that. This is one
It
I
was
have
one of
trust issues.
Jaws 3D was one of the like first films at the time that was trying to take advantage of the whole 3D craze in the 80s, like the early
Just
80s.
to rub your hands, just to poke it.
Which is really funny because the Jaws 3D, if I remember correctly, had a really bad budget. Like it had a really low budget compared to like Jaws 1 and 2. Or maybe 2. I know Jaws 1 had a low budget, but they could get away with that. It's really funny though, because the 3D scenes are so like even at the time I wouldn't even say they were good, and they're really bad, and it's really funny to watch.
Yeah.
So anyways, how's your day been?
I've been poking Slow Death in the head, and it's not changing.
I'm curious, how long has the party been going on?
An hour. I'm not ending
If I remember-
until I get both the disposition changes.
If I remember correctly, I also had issues with the Toxamander's disposition. I don't know if, again, there's some weird shoddy hit detection going on, or whatever the deal is. But I also remember personally struggling.
The hit detection, because it keeps doing the animation like it's being poked.
I mean, like the hit detection is in it says you're not hitting the correct spot when you.
There it goes. Got pull. Oh, this is the word.
You okay? You struggled a little bit there.
A little bit. Okay, I need to
maybe
change
a
it
lot
to
of it.
Hunter. It's purple, so poke its body or tail. Okay. Poke, poke.
Poke, poke. Poke,
Poke,
poke.
poke. Okay, at least this
Poke,
one didn't take
poke.
forever.
That's what they want you to think, Mayo.
It is what they want me to think.
Well, maybe you should stop thinking.
You're right. Thinking is painful.
Look, if you stop thinking, then how can you be beaten? Yeah,
We've been at this
that's like a
3 videos. It's like, how far down on this even are we? We're down to around here, I think. So that part of the... Although that part doesn't actually go all the way to the bottom. So it's... we're going to be at this for like another 5 videos.
I warned you this is long. That's why I said if you ever felt like doing like 1 or 2 by yourself, like off camera, I wouldn't even be like upset because it is a lengthy process. But yeah, I guess that's for future reference for everyone. If he decides to, because there's probably at least going to be one more part of him doing this. But if he decides to do anything off
I need
camera,
to do a Fendi for some of these too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so if he decides to do that, don't be surprised if there's only like 1 more part of these or 2 more parts of him doing this, because it is a lengthy and, quite frankly, annoying process.
And I'm sure it's boring to watch.
Yeah, we just kind of have to talk about things. At least this part, we had things to talk about. I didn't prepare anything in advance, but I figured random things popped into my mind, so
Yeah.
We'll be able to survive another part or 2 or 3, probably.
10.
Maybe. So we'll see you guys in the next part where we do the next bit of this, unless Mayo decides he wants to do something else.
Am I kidding? We're doing more of this. So,
All right.
see y'all
So see
then.
you guys
Goodbye.
next time.
All toasters, toast, toast.
Chicken tenders. Don't forget, never watch Avatar: The Last Airbender live action.